You know, it seems like every couple of years I have to make a video about this particular topic and how things work around here in terms of the way we operate our business, whether or not you can trust us, our opinions and all that sort of stuff. Sort of following suit on the video that MKBHD made. Very good video, by the way. You guys should go and watch it. Not copying him, but I think it's a good idea considering some stuff that's going around on Twitter right now. Not about me, but just in general. And should discuss the way sponsorships work around here. And that's sponsorships, not sponsored ships. No, this is not a World of Warships ad. It's actually gonna be a Micro Center ad. Micro Center is a great place to get the best deals on the latest in PC tech, but it's also a great place to share your build with other PC enthusiasts. Now you can showcase your build with other members of the Micro Center online community, or check out hundreds of community member builds and photos for excellent ideas for your future rigs using the Custom Builds Showcase. To see all that Micro Center has to offer for your next upgrade or build, follow the link in the description below. When it comes to this channel, in this video, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about some stuff that happened recently in social media, not affecting me, and not involving me, but involving the space at which I reside in, and that is being a tech influencer, involved with, you know, obviously every major PC brand on the planet. We're going to talk about things you'll never see on this channel. We're going to talk about things that the way we operate with sponsorships and full transparency on the things we look for and will agree to and won't agree to. And then we're just going to talk about why you guys can trust us. Very similar to how MKBHD did his video. I highly recommend you go and watch it because he's like the #1 influencer when it comes to like mobile tech and phones and all that sort of stuff. And even he has come under some questionable, I guess, targeted scrutiny, yeah, if you will, about whether or not you can trust him. Because here's what happens. As you grow, as any online, I hate the word influencer, I really do, because that word alone is what causes people to doubt whether or not somebody's being truthful in any sort of review and or statement that they make. The term influencer is that person is influencing an industry. Now that's not in itself a bad thing, but that influence has always been attached to the idea of driving sales. Look, I'm not a salesman. I used to be. I used to do business-to-business sales, and I was damn good at it. And I was one of the highest paid salesmen in the company. But I felt dirty at the end of the day because although I never lied or misled, I just felt like I constantly had to do that used car salesman song and dance to try and close the deal. And that became the purpose, closing the deal. Not selling the product or really showcasing the product or providing someone something they truly needed. My job was to convince them that they needed it for the sake of money. And that is what a lot of people do when they operate their channel. They will take any money any brand is willing to give them in exchange for whatever message the brand is forcing them to say. And that's not the way we operate. And we've actually left, I guess at this point I could say more than $1 million on the table of deals that we've refused to take simply because it involves sacrifice of integrity. Now, what happened in social media recently directly ties into that argument that I just said. On a high level, now this is all also allegedly because I'm not a directly involved party. I do have sponsorships that are involved with one of the parties involved, but you guys could probably go and find it on Reddit or on Twitter. It's been picked up on almost every major written publication because people love drama. Whether drama is founded or not, or proven or not proven, all it takes is a rumor to get people going. And apparently in UK, there's a smaller tech reviewer there who had a MSI laptop, had some problems with it, and was trying to get some help from MSI, and MSI apparently wasn't responding to them for weeks, so they went live with their review, and then allegedly MSI got mad and told them that they would pay them to take it down. And the YouTuber refused, and then apparently AMD got involved, and apparently AMD's on the side of the YouTuber. But this looks really bad because what people are hearing here is MSI product bad, pay YouTuber to take it down. When that didn't work, threaten YouTuber. That's what people are hearing. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's what happened. There's not been copies of emails sent out. I don't know. But that is the story that's been told. Now, the first thing you have to understand is the way these brands work. And I know that this is going to come off immediately as Jay doing damage control for MSI because it's one of his sponsors. Let's be honest. There are, what, 8 billion people in the world and, what, 24 major tech companies for PC? Right, we're talking the EVGA, the Asus, the MSIs, the Gigabytes, and all that. It doesn't matter what company you're talking about. Someone somewhere had a really bad experience with that company, and they're gonna be on they're gonna have a grudge with that company, and if you talk about a company that they've had a problem with, you're automatically gonna be labeled a shill or a sellout or whatever. Sellout was the term everyone used in like 2011 to like 2015, and then shill became the new word, because, you know, people just want to sound cool and start regurgitating and repuking the words other people use so that they could be a part of a stupid hive mind of, look at this shill. Anyway, no matter what brand you talk about, someone somewhere is mad at that brand. And they believe that you should also be mad at that brand because they're mad at that brand. And that's not the way that this works. The way I work around here is I have individual relationships with these brands. And if they've done me wrong, you guys can go and look at my history with Thermaltake. They didn't necessarily do me wrong, but they did wrong to a company that I was very, I don't want to say fanboy of, but I was very happy with this particular company, Case Labs, and there was a legal issue that happened there that I feel like Thermaltake was the bully in, and I boycotted them ever since. And that's a personal reason of mine. I've never told people not to buy Thermaltake, but I won't promote them for that very reason. Since then, I've actually had contact with them, but we've just never gone anywhere. But what I started to say is these companies have smaller companies worldwide. So for instance, let's talk about the MSI thing for a second. And this is true for pretty much every major brand out there. MSI has a global corporation, headquartered in Taiwan or wherever they're actually headquartered. Now, to do business in the UK, in Europe, in the Americas, in South America, in wherever country, they have to also have companies set up in those countries and or whatever, how their regions work. I think the EU now is kind of recognized as like one big kind of a collaborate now. So you can have an EU and then UK, and I don't know if Brexit is still happened or not, but it doesn't matter. Each of those companies operate independently under the same corporate umbrella. They are independent. So what they do is kind of their own business. Now what you get in this particular instance of the UK is, if this really happened, then what you get is a segment of the company making the whole company look bad. And I can tell you right now, I have already been on the phone with MSI, because again, we have sponsored content coming out in a couple of days, and I was like, great, this is all we need, is the allegations of MSI doing something shady, and then here we are, like this build brought to you by MSI, then we look like we either are a part of the problem or caved to the demands of those particular problems. And I can tell you that that's never been the case. Go and ask MSI. They will tell you I have made them mad before because of things I've said and refused to like back down on. And they never told me to back down. It's just they question, you know, they got upset that I said something. And it's like, too bad, I'm an influencer. Guess what? Influence goes both ways. You can tell someone to buy something and not buy something. That's how influence works, not just the super convenient one that says, buy this. My point that I'm kind of trying to get at is that one thing you will never see on this channel is a paid review. Anything that ever says review has no money attached to it whatsoever. If you take money for a review, okay, I'm gonna review this 2080 Ti. We're gonna talk about its performance. Oh, let's just pretend it's a 3080 Ti that just came out. No money took place in that exchange. People might say, well, Jay, they gave you the product. Absolutely. They provided the product for us to give an opinion on. If we don't like the product, we're gonna tell you that. And I can tell you, NVIDIA's been mad at me before. So I can tell you right now that almost every brand everyone has ever called us a shill for, I've been in trouble with at some point. Which is kind of sad to have the audience call you a shill for a brand that's mad at you. But you know why people say that sort of stuff? Because as much as we try and keep our dignity here and not allow people to pay for our opinions or pay for our messaging, there are those that do. I don't know who they are, but they exist. And you can often tell who those people are. We don't get it right all the time. We might miss some glaring defects in something, and someone else catches it, and then it looks like we covered it up or didn't talk about it. But I can tell you right now, that's never been the case. We have never done damage control or covered for a company. In fact, EVGA, a brand that I'm a huge fanboy of because I was one of their very early customers in the year 2000, or I think it was 99 actually, 99, 2000, somewhere around there. Back when the 1080 Ti's were having the black screen of death problem with the VRM issues, we went right to their headquarters to get down to the bottom of what was happening here. And it's the way a company handles something like that that either earns or loses that brand loyalty. Brand loyalty, I talk about it being a bad thing. It's a bad thing when it's blind brand loyalty. When you will follow that brand to the depths of hell because you're a fanboy with they can do no wrong. That's bad, because then a brand like that becomes complacent and they can do whatever they want and they don't have to worry about losing their fan base because they've got enough fanboys. That's why you hear me talk bad about fanboyisms. But in terms of sponsorships around here, the only money we really ever take for a video is the portion of it that's sponsored, which is like usually the ad that's baked in. We've actually got a build guide, not a build guide, but a build that we've done that's involved with a multi-sponsorship with MSI and Corsair about how far RTX has actually matured in the last 2 years, about how bad it was when it started. And here we are in 2020, leading up to the second generation RTX cards, and here's how the performance has increased, and here's what to look forward to coming out probably with the next generation graphics cards. There's no messaging control there either. It's our testing, our findings, and parts that are supplied by the brands, and that's the way it works. Now, I know people would love to see sponsorship just go away forever. And I can't say that I blame those people, because we are a culture of advertisements. You know, it's funny, I actually had someone at a gas station once get very offended, but I was so proud of this. You guys remember the Arco gas station? I don't know if they're all over the United States, but in California, I've got Arco gas station, which is like the BP Fuels. It's a lower level brand. For the longest time, they had these people out there in blue shirts that had this like windshield cleaning stuff, and they would always come and like want to demonstrate it and try and sell you window cleaning crap. But it was funny because I was pumping gas and this girl like snuck up like in between the pumps, and she was just like, "Hey there," and I was like, "Whoa." And I was like, "You're like a human pop-up." And she was like, "A what?" I was like, "A human pop-up." She's like, "What's that?" I was like, "You know those annoying ads that pop up on your computer and you just click X?" I was like, "Where's your X?" And she was like, and she got all mad, like walked away. And I could tell she was talking to a coworker about what I just said, because they both started giving me dirty looks as I was driving away. Proudest moment ever, honestly. Thank God they don't do that anymore. Anyway, moving on. What we do on this channel though is promote brands we believe in. I promote things that I either use personally, would use personally, or have done full investigation and tried, and then I'm like, okay, yes, I will promote this. Our iFixit ad should be a perfect example of that. We promoted iFixit free for a year because I love the toolkit. The fortunate side effect of that was iFixit eventually noticed and now sponsors us and pays us to show their product that I love and agree and approve of. And you guys love the ad. I can't tell you how many times people have talked about how much they love our iFixit ad. We now have people tweeting me, telling me how they got their very own iFixit, but we're sad it didn't come with explosions. Same thing with the World of Warships ads. They're ridiculous. Well, not as ridiculous as they used to be. I drove all the way to the USS Iowa to film the ad in front of it. We went down to the USS Midway because I'm a huge warship fanboy and I play World of Warships like crazy. I couldn't sleep last night. I was still playing Warships at 1:30 in the morning. So I have no problems promoting that game because I play it and I enjoy it. But I also pay attention to the ads that people are getting annoyed by. We did a Raid Shadow Legends ad. Pays really, really well. But you know what's funny? The comments on that and the amount of pushback of people just being annoyed by it's in their face everywhere they look, we turned down any more Raid Shadow Legends ads because we got tired of feeling like we were being a part of a problem of a product that was being over promoted and over pushed. Now if you go to news articles and you're scrolling through like the articles to scroll by, and you scroll by an ad, you see Raid Shadow Legend ads on MSNBC. And it's so usually a stupid title like even adult gamers who don't like games can't get enough of this one, and at the bottom it's like Raid Shadow Legends, and I'm like, yeah, see, you know, okay, we took our one cash grab and got out because it's like I'm not going to do that anymore. But let me tell you what you can do with our content and our opinions and stuff around here. You can trust them. Sure, you can trust me, old Stan here, used car salesman. No, I'm serious. This channel for the last 8 years has succeeded because I have values that I hold on to and will not get rid of. The loyalty is to the audience member, like I already said. My loyalty is to whether or not I would take this graphics card and would I actually sell it to you and feel good about it at the end of the day. And by sell it to you, I mean like Craigslist, right? Okay, it's got a busted fan, but they glued it on there real good. You know, did we sell a used car with sawdust in the oil pan to get rid of a knock? Or did we actually believe in something and I can sleep at night because we promoted a thing that, although we get pushback from every ad we do, because like I said, it's the nature of ads, I can sleep at night because I know that the people that took a chance, trusted me, and went with it were happy. That's how I look at every single ad that we do around here. So anyway, this long-winded video is just basically letting you guys know that when we do something around here that's branded, It's about whether or not I would use it myself. And if I would, then I have no problems promoting it. But I can tell you that every single day, I wake up to inboxes full of people wanting to pay us to say something, wanting to pay us to show something, and we'll pay healthy for it. But the problem is I won't sacrifice that dignity because it's not worth it. It's not worth a single payout to have a business that no longer has any credibility moving forward. And the sad part is I've seen people come and go in the near decade that I've been doing this now because they took the early cash grabs with brands that ended up having major drama involved. And whenever a brand has major drama involved, anyone that basically promotes them heavily is also tangled in that. The Fire Festival, perfect example. Influencers were sued over that because of how management handled it. And the influencers were like, we didn't have anything to do with it. It's like, you were salesmen for that. By proxy, you have some responsibility towards that. If your responsibility was, buy these tickets to this festival, I'm gonna be there, and then it all goes to hell, there is a bad spot for you to be in there. That's why you'll also never hear me tell you, buy something. You cannot find a single advertisement on this channel or promo or sponsorship where I say, go buy this. I will always say, go learn more. Because what I'm telling you to do is do your due diligence. Don't take my word for it. Go learn about the product, and if it fits your need, you decide what to do with that information. I'm providing you information, that's it. I'm never gonna tell you what to buy for any sort of sponsored content. Now, build guides aside, I'm telling you what I would buy. And some builds we've done, actually we bought that stuff, put it together and showed you. So anyway, I wanted to make this video. I feel better saying it instead of tweeting it, because I feel like maybe this makes sense to some people. Some people, no matter what you say, you're a shill, you're a sellout, you're a fraud, and that's fine. And there's people that their entire lives, they walk around in just such hatred that no matter what, they've got to be mad. And that's fine. If I give you a place for you to vent, and you feel a little better at the end of the day because you came in and you vented, then fine, so be it. Your view still helps us sell content. People were like, hey, but Jay, what about ad blocker? Aren't those guys assholes? No, not really. Because at the end of the day, what helps us add or put ads on these videos and work out these deals is the amount of views that we get. A view is a tangible thing that we can use to promote our services, if you will. And even if that view itself didn't generate any sort of necessary AdSense money, it creates a stability within the channel that helps us do our internal sales, which is what keeps us afloat. And I can control that message. I have no idea what AdSense is showing. You guys probably got a tampon commercial before this video for all I know. I don't know. So yeah, this long-winded discussion needed to happen because I feel better saying it. Go buy stuff.
Go buy